In those moments when you're sitting and you're thinking to yourself, what is this about? How did I get here? Where am I? Who am I? Where am I even going? I think it's in those times, in those moments, that a lot of us get a bit of a blank screen. And that blankness, that not knowing, that brings fear, ultimately. But we also know there's a drive for something else. We're also looking around us and seeing other people in similar situations, seeing some people even in worse situations, and we think, I should just be grateful. I should just be happy with what I have. But the truth is, you want more. You want to feel more. You want to be more. You want to give more. You want to create more. I think that's the fundamental feeling when we all get down to the bottom of it is we want to make a difference. We want to create. But what? How? Where? When? Can I? What will other people think? Flood in all these thoughts. And that's where we've got to really take more moments like this and ask ourselves, am I really listening to what is going on inside of me, or am I spending a lot of time listening to the noise that is outside of me? And it's those moments, that's where you have your power. So in this moment, at this time, I want you to pause, I want you to stop, I want you to think, and I want you to plan. Who are you? Where are you? And where are you going?
Hello, everybody. It is good to see you all. My name is Kieran, and I'm an associate here with Dynamite Lifestyle. And today I'm joined by the incredible Emma and Patrick. So today we want to come live to you to share an incredible thing that we've been working with inside the company here. So as many of you may know, today is Black Friday. It was Thanksgiving yesterday. So we really put our heads together and said, what can we give? What can we give back? Let's do something. We are so grateful to everyone that works with us week in, week out. We're so grateful for so much in our lives. It really is at the heart of our core values as individuals and as a company. So we put our heads together and thought, okay, how can we give back? And this is what we've come up with. So instead of doing individual posts and, you've seen it on my channel and Emma's channel, we thought, let's everybody get together and let's show really what it is that we're doing, because it's so exciting and it's so exclusive. We've never done this before, so I'm very excited for you to hear all about it. So Emma, let's start off with you. What is the preview? How would you sum it up?
Oh, Kieran, see, whenever we, as you said, we come together as a team and said, how do we let people see what we have? And to me, this is the biggest gift when we talk about Black Friday. This is a gift that you definitely want to be giving yourself. And I can sum up the preview as a sneak peek behind the curtain as to what we do within our mentorship program. So many people, I'm sure Patrick, Kieran, and all the rest of the guys are always asked, what do you do? What is it that you do? It's the most asked question I've ever been asked in all my 4 years. And the preview is something that is so special because you get to come in as a client to experience what it's like to study with us within this high elite 1 year mentorship program. So with the preview, you get to do that. You get to sit in, you're listening to Kim coach her clients on a weekly basis, what she teaches. And you are getting to sit in on that and experience what that's like on a live basis, and that excites the life out of me whenever I watch people actually sitting there and experiencing that. With the preview, there's so much, like, we have literally got so much crammed into 7 days. And the beauty in all of this is, I know if you're sitting thinking right now, I really want to do the preview, but I can't be on each session live. We've got the 14-day replay that comes with it, and you're able then to sit and watch it in your own time. And I think even I'll let the rest of the guys share what the preview means to them as well. But to me, it's that experience. It's that feeling of what is it like to do what we do, and to try before you buy. is a lovely way of putting it, and just to experience that mentorship aspect of it.
Love that, Emma. And like, I think the value in it is like your people are looking at where they want to go and how they're going to get there. And the really two things you want to understand is, we're all setting goals and everything, but you want to understand where you're at right now and where you're going. That's the two main things. And most people think where they're going is what's holding them back, but it's actually where they're at right now that is keeping them stuck. Because you're looking at the world, it's the story that you're telling yourself. It's you're looking at the world through a certain lens. And whether that, is around health or your relationships, your confidence, your business, whatever that is, and whatever story you're telling yourself around each one of those is why you're getting the results that you're getting right now, because that's your habitual way of thinking. And sort of, we see a lot of people there, and they, you go to an event or you do a bit of work, and then you set a massive goal and you're all excited about it. And then you start doing the mindset work, and, you say, all right, I'm doing the work now, I'm on the way to the goal. But like maybe if you go and set a goal of say 100K a month and you start writing about it and you start visualizing and you start meditating, but you're not actually taking the actions that you need to take to generate 100K value in a month or to do whatever, serve the amount of people that you need to serve, then you're just kind of doing the writing and all the mindset work, as we call it. And there's nothing actually happening that's actually pulling you towards your goal. And that's where you're looking at this through a sort of a lens of you're hoping and wishing for it. And it's like, when you work with somebody, an elite level mentor who actually shows you how to understand and apply this information to get your results, then your awareness goes up. When you're in this environment, your awareness goes up. Your awareness of what it actually takes to go and get that goal, your awareness of what it takes to go and do it, and also the awareness of what is actually inside you. It's the value of yourself, the value that you can that you can bring to other people, because you have a gift to give the world, and if you don't unwrap it, then the world will never get your light that you have to shine. So what I would say, like something like the preview, is you get to come and experience like people who are actually going and getting these goals, people who are actually doing what they say they're going to do, and you get to learn how to do that as well. Because even by being in an environment like that, you will automatically raise your own standards to match that environment. And what I would say for myself, what I remember is from the outside looking in, I was looking through sort of my own glasses, we'll say, and if you're looking through my glasses and you're listening to me talk about this, they're not going to be the right ones for you. Like what I say might not even resonate with you, but you're looking at it through my glasses. So what you get to do with this is put on your own glasses, change your own lens that you view the world with. And that's what we're here to help you do, because my glasses won't work for you. So when you want to see something differently, or when you want to see, if you can't see, if your vision is blurry, you go to the opticians and you get measured up for your own glasses, because everybody's different. And that's what elite level mentorship is. It's tailored for you and your goals, your values, your current problems or things that you're going through, the current story that you're telling yourself, why you're holding yourself back. So you get to change the lens through which you view the world with your own glasses, and you're not having to put on somebody else's. And that's where this is like going to Specsavers for your goals. You get to come in, try out your own sort of glasses, test out different ways to do things, and have that guidance and mentorship along the way as well. So I think it's brilliant for that,
Yeah, I love that. And I think that the mental shifts that people experience in such a short period of time is so, so important. I want to hear a little bit about that. Like, tell me from your experience, Emma, where have you seen, or what gets you excited where you see people making a mental shift, something so simple, maybe something so massive? Tell me a little bit about, from your experience working in the preview, how you've seen someone make a massive change from a small mental shift.
Well, for me, Kieran, excuse me, it's very much about when you make that committed decision to invest in yourself, the small investment that it is to come and experience this. For me, there's quite a number of things, because I was actually speaking to a lady yesterday and I was talking about even the workbook. Like, we have a comprehensive workbook that you use throughout the week. So it's your guideline to take you through and really tone in and zone in on the questions that you need to be asking yourself from where you are now to where you want to go. So for me right now, whenever I look at the preview and having experienced a few previews and taking people through it, and being someone that you're going to be accountable to us, and really that accountability is massive. And you're coming in to experience the mentorship, the high performance elite mentorship with Kim, but you're also getting us as someone in the background who's going, what are you thinking right now? Where are your thoughts, your feelings, your actions? What is your attitude like? And, I'm going to say definitely the accountability part of it is huge. And so many people have come, off the back of preview and said, Emma, it was great to have someone there to be able to say, am I doing this right? Am I doing this the correct way? And I think for me, because accountability was something, Kieran, that really catapulted me, throughout this last sort of 4 years. And accountability to me is all about who have I got to actually be accountable to? Because Kim is teaching you, but you're not coming into this preview to gather knowledge. You're coming into this for application. We're going to take you on a phenomenal journey. And for me, it's all about what are you doing now to catapult yourself from here to there. And the accountability is huge. There's so many things, Kieran. I think I could talk about so many things, for the next sort of half an hour. But that, and really getting to watch people experience what it's like to sit in on these teachings. That for me is absolutely massive.
I love that. Yeah, and it's so important. And as they say, accountability is like an insurance policy for success. So it certainly is a great
100%.
place to
Yeah.
start. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Patrick, a big part of what we do starting off is setting worthy goals. Tell me a little bit about that. What's the difference? Imagine I'm sitting here, maybe I've got a goal, maybe I want to start my own business, but I have no idea where to start. Help me understand how the preview can benefit me around my goals, and in particular, help me understand what a worthy goal is.
Totally. And like that's the thing about goals is like we all loads of people out there are setting goals, but not a lot of people are achieving them. And we don't want to be goal setters, we want to be goal achievers. So it's when like sometimes we just pick a number or a goal and just go, oh, that looks great, I'll write that down, and if I keep writing about it, it'll happen. But there's a process to go through. Like there's actual substance behind what we've got to do. And that's why, if we could do it in 5 minutes, then we would do it in 5 minutes. But we want to take people in for 7 days so that we can figure out what your worthy goal is, because it's not about what you get, it's about who you become along the way. And it's that process of becoming, like there's steps to go through. Like you have gaps right now that you probably can't see because otherwise you'd be closing them. And then you've got ones that you can see that you're not closing because of your habitual way of thinking and your sort of underlying program that you're running with. So all of that stuff goes hand in hand. Another big thing we'll be working on is the way you view the world and the way you view yourself. And there's the way that you view yourself internally and the way that you present yourself to the world. And if both of them aren't matching up, and if you're not matching up that image of yourself with the goal that you say you want to achieve and the person you want to become, then there's certain steps you have to take along the way there too. And they're very difficult steps to take on your own, because we can do the mirror work, we can do the writing, we can do the visualizing and all the stuff, but we haven't got that guidance of somebody that's been down the road that can see where maybe we're a wee bit off kilter or off track. And that's the goal doesn't matter. It's what you really want. Like, and maybe you don't even know what you really want right now. And that's where we want to strip back even further and tap into who you really are and what you're really capable of. Because a lot, as I said earlier, a lot of what holds us back is the stories we tell ourselves about who we are, about what we're capable of, about what we can do for our loved ones, about how good we are to the world and all the rest. And if that, like everybody else, we mostly follow our normal routines until we learn how to change them. And that normal routine, like we've habitual ways of working, we've habitual ways of thinking, spending money, taking risks, avoiding risks, being a big one, interacting with people, the way we present ourselves, and using our time or not using it, or maybe taking action or the lack thereof. So all those things come together to allow us to actually not just set goals, but to go and achieve them. And if you had somebody who's done all that, ourselves on the team, or even Kim, who's built an 8-figure business out of starting with £4 in her pocket and telling herself a story that she wasn't good enough. But she changed the story, so she changed everything along the way. And there's a simple step-by-step process that we have crammed into 7 days for someone to really raise their awareness and see what it's like to be able to go and do that. Now, you may not change your entire life in 7 days, but you will certainly know how to change it. So I see that as the big.
Love that. So for anyone who
Kieran,
doesn't know, sorry, yes, Noah?
sorry, I'm just really, and I want to come to you because you're asking us the question, so I want to ask you a question. So for someone, we have a lot of people watching right now who are really in that, space of, I really want to do it, but, and they're all going to come up against the why they shouldn't more than why they should. So for you right now, having experienced the preview a number of times, what for you would you say to someone, like, give sort of two key takeaways of what the preview will give to someone when they come into experiences?
Great question, Emma. And for me, the number one biggest thing is it proves to you that you're good enough, that you can do it, this is for you, and that we can help you. And so often you'll hear me say, and I'm sure you hear the rest of the guys say, that we could literally spend hours talking about this, talking about the material, talking about how we've used it, talking about Kim, talking about the difference we've made in people's lives. But what's better than talking about it is showing you. I can spend all day telling you how to swim, but until you get into the pool, get into the water, and get wet, you're not going to really get it. But when you experience that, you go, oh, okay, this is for me. And as Patrick said, you can see. The other thing is we are forecasting, making assumptions, presuming based on our mindset. So we're looking at this with our level of mindset, our level of awareness, and guessing what it's going to do for us. But whenever you give yourself the chance to be successful and try it, actually try for yourself, try the preview, you can see what that will actually look like because your perception will change, your mindset will change, how you view the world, everything will change. So therefore, everything must change. Like we really do have a visor, we have a lens that we view the world, and we can change that lens by working on ourselves. And when we work on ourselves internally, everything externally changes. So they're my two biggest key takeaways from doing the preview. And that's why I'm so excited to share it with the public. I'm so excited that we've got this coming out now on Black Friday, and so many other people can come and actually experience it. Because for me, experience is the most powerful thing there is. Like
Yeah.
so many people, and this is what I was just going to get to. For anyone who doesn't know, Emma's a mom. She's got an incredible daughter, and she is incredible at what she does. She has been with Kim from the start. She is one of the trailblazers in the personal development industry. I'm sure you hear it all the time, Emma. How do you do it? How do you do it? How are you a mom? How are you running your business? How are you working on yourself? So I know so many people are looking at this and saying, okay, it's a week, there's a lot there, but I've got kids, I've got a job, and we've got all these stories. What would you say to the person, given you were able to do this, you're able to do so much, what advice would you give to that person?
Oh, I love this question because this is something that's asked to me so often, like on a regular basis, Kieran. So I'm really glad you asked this. And to me, especially, and I think I'm going to resonate with a lot of mummies and maybe a lot of daddies as well, is whenever you become a mummy, it's you, and it's just automatic. You put yourself on the back burner, and it's like, I'll look at those goals and dreams at another time because you're carrying this little person and you're responsible for them. And it's like you're letting go of who you're here to be. And no one's ever telling you to do that. And I'm not saying everybody does, but personal experience, that's what I done. And for years, like for the first 2 years of Annie Mae's life, I was very much about, she is my word. She is the most important thing. She still is. But when I first come across self-development and I realized, oh my goodness, like everything I'm creating is starting in here. So what do I want? Like, what does Emma want? Not what does my family want? And that's not selfish. That was, what do I want now? And when I started, it allowed me to really see how I could, we can't make any more time here. Like you and I, Kim, we've all got 24 hours in a day. But what I learned was to manage the activities in the time that I had now. And this is the beautiful thing about this is that if you're a mother or a father that's sitting right now thinking, it's 7 days, I've got the kids, that's all the more reason why you've got to do it. because it allowed me to really see. And I didn't have the preview, Kieran. I just come straight into mentorship because I thought this is an investment in me to step in and become more of a mother, more of a wife, more of an entrepreneur, of a leader in my skill set. And I always said, if I didn't do that, I couldn't have stepped into who I'm here today to be. So I owed it to me, but it had the domino effect on my whole family. And it still does. Like, you know, Fergal come into this study with me whenever I started, and I was so fortunate. And he gets it. And not a lot of partners will get it, and that's okay. But when you do it for you, something as simple as the preview, invest in that small amount for 7 days to come in and see, am I able to do this? Yes, you are. And you owe it to yourself to do that. Because if you even make that small mental move and come in and experience this, it'll allow you to see where you can free up time, where you're maybe procrastinating in your day, where you can actually have time to be a mummy and have time to develop that business idea that you've always been wanting to do. So for me, Kieran, it was very much about, I wanted to do it for me to step in and become who I'm here to be today. And there's still so much more of me to come. Like, I'm nowhere near where I want to be. But that's a continual process, but you have to take the first step, 100%.
Yeah, love it. Love that. And as you say, Emma, the preview is the best first step.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
something else that we do, so we concentrate on in the preview, it's one of our main sessions, is the self-image. Patrick, I know that's one of your favorite topics. So what I want to ask you is, let's say I'm coming to you, I'm totally brand new to this. I haven't even heard of a self-image. I don't even know that I need to improve my self-image. What benefit in the preview will working on that self-image do for me?
Totally. And look, it's a great question because we tend to kind of throw out words sometimes and expect everybody to know them. So what I would say is, what your image of yourself, it's what you think about yourself, what you say to yourself every day. Again, back to the story that you tell yourself. And like, when we look at that and strip it all back, like if you were to go into the sitting room and turn up your heat on the thermostat to 24 degrees, then the heat in the sitting room will raise to 24 degrees because that's the set point it is at. And if you open the window, the heat might go down for a little bit, but it'll go back to that set point again of 24 degrees. So when we look at our mind, we've got an internal thermostat in there, and that is our set point. And that's why it's called a mindset. We are set in our mind at a certain point right now, and that's why we get the results that we get in our lives. So if we look at the results, like if you sit down today and you look at all the areas of your life, like your health, your relationships, your confidence, your value for yourself, are you happy? Are you earning the money you want to earn? All that stuff is all related into how you view the world and how you view yourself at that set point. So if you sit down and you look at all those areas and you rate them out of 10, or you say whether you like them or you don't like them, it shows you where your image is at of yourself in your mind. So when you learn how to change that image, it impacts every area of your life. When you learn how you talk to yourself, impacts your life. When you learn how you look at yourself, how you view the world, impacts your life. Then you really get to see, oh, this is where this is happening. And then you can strip all that back and actually get in there and change that, because you can turn up your own thermostat. Now, we're not taught how to do that. And we don't even know that we have this mindset for a lot of our lives until we come along and we hear this. And that's the thing about awareness, is you don't know what you don't know. So and now that like we're here explaining this, maybe this is your first time hearing it, or maybe you've been at a seminar or you've heard this stuff before. That gets rid of the excuses to why you're not changing it, because now you know, now you're aware that you can change it. So there's no more excuses. You either do it or you don't do it, but you can't blame the world and everybody for all the stuff that's happening in your life when you know you now can control that. So when you work on that image, and that's what Kim is the best in the world at, is like that. She took me from someone who was completely broken and had no self-worth, no value, addiction problems, and all the rest of that stuff, and took me to the top of an industry that I didn't even know existed. And that's not just because it's me. She does that for all our clients, for anybody that we work with. You can go and do whatever it is that you want to do. All you need is the awareness to learn how to change that image of yourself. And look, when I say that, you know, we're talking about Kim and all the rest, you can actually come to Kim with your image, with your questions, with your perceived limitations, and go, what do I need to think here to move through it? Because everybody is asking, how do I do this? How do I do that? It's not how do you do it. It's what do I need to think? You know, Wallace D. Wattles said it. It's not doing certain things. It's doing certain things in a certain way. So that means it's not how, it's how do I need to think? It's not how do I do, it's what do I need to think? So when you can tap into somebody like Kim, and you know, we've got a Q&A there in the preview that Kim will be coming to you as well, where you can actually, after you've done this work with us and Kim, and she's come to you and taught you twice a day for a week, you can actually sit down with her after all that and say, right, well, this is what I've gathered. What do I need to think here to change this? And that is one of the biggest, most impactful moments you will have, is when you get that light bulb moment where you can actually ask the right questions to get the answers that you need to change your own image, to change your own results.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I think that that's such an important point to make, Patrick, that really you are stepping inside our elite mentorship. You know, the preview is a preview into what that looks like. So as you mentioned, Patrick, we have got sessions in there. All the questions I've been asking the guys, I've been asking them around the different topics that we're learning every day, because we want to show you what this can do. And on top of all that, we do have direct access to Kim's mentorship. You'll get to see your live Tuesday night call. And I'm sure you guys would agree, and I'm sure anybody that's experienced this would agree, that the Tuesday night call is worth the investment into the preview alone.
Oh, definitely. 100%. Like, you're getting into
Mastermind.
experience that. Yeah.
Totally. The mastermind is worth the investment alone. The
Mhm.
Q&A is worth the investment alone. The teachings are worth the investment alone. The reap is actually crazy when we actually break it
I
down.
know, Kieran.
But even like you look at the mastermind you mentioned there, like that's, we're in over 75 countries with 300 plus clients. Like, you're tapping into a network of people that are high performing
incredible.
mental athletes there, and you can actually sit in on that mastermind, give your own ideas, get your own feedback, and tap into a network like that. And you know, that's, you don't get that, like, you know. So I think it's just the value of the every section's worth the investment alone.
Yeah.
But
100%.
it's not even all the stuff you get to do, it's who you get to become over the next 7 days that really makes
Love
it.
that, Patrick. Yeah, perfectly said.
Totally. No, I love that. And it's very exciting. And again, you're not doing this on your own. Of course, we're there. The success advisors are there. The team is there to do this with you. So I know there's somebody watching this right now who wants to do it, doesn't think they can, doesn't think they're good enough, smart enough, whatever it is that you're thinking. You don't have to do this on your own. This is why we're here. And again,
Yeah.
even working with us over the course of the preview is worth the investment alone as well, because we are there on tap to help you. We're there to get on a call with you, see, okay, you really pay attention in lesson 3, really pay attention in lesson 4. We can help make this bespoke for you so that you
Yeah.
get the most out of it. That's what I always say is, let's do this. And we are there to help you get the most out of it. Another one of our core values is value. We want to give you extraordinary value. Even when you break this down like we're doing, it's blowing me away, the value that's in this, because
I know.
you will not get this anywhere else. And I know that for sure. A sneak peek into what the elite mentorship is like, it'll blow my mind. I wish I had it, definitely, because I wouldn't have sat on the fence for as long as I did. I wouldn't have been
Yeah.
on the sideline. Something that Bob and Kim always say, become the star in your own movie. And another thing I want to ask you about, Emma, is what we're always saying is, between now and the end of the year, you can actually do more than you've done to date. Help me understand how the preview can actually help me do that.
Well, and I think when you take away everything you've just said, Kieran, like, even if you were unable to attend, because you've got to realize throughout the preview, you're getting a session at 12 and you're getting a session at 8. And on the Thursday, you actually get 3 sessions, which is incredible. And even from day one, from your very first appearance with Kim on the Monday, on day one, you could catapult from where you are to where you're going simply by a simple line of words that you can implement and take action on. And the beautiful thing about the preview is that we see the preview as the opening of the roadmap to where you're going. And we have seen this, Kieran, having experienced, you know, the mentorship with so many people that we brought in. People have come in and they have completed C-type goals, like really big, huge goals in the last quarter of the year. And some things that they have been going for maybe 8 or 9 months, and it's been an instant change in their mental attitude. And I think for me, when I was speaking the other day about faith, and faith is a mental attitude. That's what faith is when you step into that. And right now, you know, there's so many people, as you said, that's sitting, and you can either sit in fear or you can step into faith. And they're both asking you to believe in something you can't see. And when we say that, we mean that you can take action that will complete the end of this year at possibly your highest financial year. And like, people will go, Emma, how does that happen? Because you're working on this. You're working on the 95% mindset. And a lot of people right up to this moment have spent so long on the 5% strategy and the doing and the doing and the doing. Well, what about you then, 2022, on this? Like, you've got a gold mine between your 2 ears right now that can actually bring you the strongest year you've ever had in business or personally or professionally or whatever it may be. And it's all down to the decision. And the decision is, do you stay where you are and finish the year and just glide along? Do you make a committed decision and finish this as the strongest year you've ever had? And I think it's a mixture, Kieran, of decision. It's a mixture of your mental attitude. And it's definitely stepping out of fear and into faith and allowing yourself the gift of what we have with us.
I love that. I love that. And just looking at the time, I know we're almost out of time. In fact, we're already
Sorry.
over the time. But I've got one last question. I know that's what I mean, guys. We are absolutely, you will see us over the weekend because we are mind-blown about this offer. Like, honestly, we want to make an impact. But before we wrap it up, Patrick, I have one more question for you. Let's imagine I'm sitting here, okay? Maybe I've done one of Dynamite Lifestyle's smaller events. Maybe I've had a call with someone in the team, and I know I want to work with Kim. I just don't know how I'm going to get to work with Kim. I've got a mental block because we all have unlimited potential. The only thing that's ever stopping us doing anything is a mental block. So let's say I've got a mental block towards how I'm going to do this. How can the preview help me figure that out? Because one of my favorite parts of the preview is anyone that actually invests in themselves and works with us and does decide to come and work with us for the year, they actually get their preview investment off the overall investment, meaning that the preview actually works out for free for them. So let's just imagine I'm in that position, Patrick. I want to work with you guys for a year, but I just don't know how. How can the preview help me make that step?
Yeah, 100%. So, like, I love what you said there. And look, previous to this, the preview has always been a sort of behind closed doors event. It's for people who are serious about getting their goals, about getting to work with Kim for a year and actually going to that completely new level, but they didn't know how they were going to do it. And they hadn't maybe got the money or they hadn't got whatever the means to make it happen. And that is completely normal because that's where I was at, you know. And Emma touched on decision there, and you need to make a committed decision and take the first step because you can't see through the fog. Like, you know, every time you're driving in the fog and you have the lights on, you can see to the end of the fog, and that's as far as you can see, but you keep going. You still keep going to get to your destination. So this is like another step to the end of the fog where you're investing this in yourself to get to how. Like, if you knew how to do it, you'd already be doing it. And the fact of the matter is, that's why Kim has created this event. That's why we are here and we're so passionate about it, is that the how comes as you go up through the levels of awareness, and you will go through a new level of awareness every day because that's how it's all positioned. Like, you have somebody there who started and has now built an 8-figure business, and it's not to bum and blow about that, but that took steps along the way through levels of awareness. And that's the way she's laid out the week. Day 1, we get you to connect with who you really are. Day 2, we start closing the gaps, so on. And it goes on through the week where we have the steps that'll take you to the new vibration, to the new frequency. And if they're new words for you, don't panic. It's just, it will take you to a new level every day because you need to go through the steps to get to new levels to actually receive what it is that you want, which is the goal, or maybe you want to work with Kim, or to go and get what it is that you want. And until you take each step, then you'll never see the next one. And that's why it's laid out the way it is, because your mind is, we all have the same mind, and it's all about how we arrange the contents of our mind that creates different people. Like the Elon Musks, the Bob Proctors, the Kim Calverts of this world don't have anything different in here than we do, but they arrange the contents of what is in here differently. When you learn how to arrange those, and that's why this is laid out the way it is, it'll show you how to arrange the contents of your mind to receive what it is that you want, to make that next step towards that goal. And that's as simply as I can put it. As you said earlier, Ken, we could sit here all day and rant and rave about it, but until you get in the water and get wet, you're not going to learn how to swim. So what I would say is that investment in you, like, and I just be blunt and honest here, if we don't invest £500 in ourselves and we have all these big goals, then we're not putting it out there that we really want those big goals. If we're not willing to take a step and work with somebody who has proven to be the best in the world at getting us our goals, then we're probably not going to get them. So that's just like, I have that sort of personal standard now where I'm kind of like, if I say I'm going to do something or I want something and I'm not willing to take the steps, then I'm not going to get to the top of the stairs. So that's just the way I would look at it, you know.
Love it.
Love it. Thanks very much. Well, thanks very much, Emma and Patrick, for joining me today. I'm sure we brought you some great value. You stay tuned. We will be back. You will see us over the weekend because we want to make that impact, because we're so excited about this. As the guys said, this is the first time we've been able to bring this to you. This is a one-time offer. We want to help you make 2022 start, not finish.
Yeah.
We want to end this year with a bang. We want to show you what's possible. You have infinite potential. The only thing that is limiting you is how you think. Change how you think and see what that looks like. We are welcoming you into our elite mentorship program. Come and see what that can look like for you. The link's in the comments. Click the link, fill in your details, reach out to us. If you want to speak about it, make yourself known on any of these channels. You know we've got the rest of the guys are there in the background working away. We're all here for you. As a team, we want to make this year the best. So click the link, fill in your details, and we will see you on the inside. Have a good one, guys, and I'll speak to you soon.
In those moments when you're sitting and you're thinking to yourself, what is this about? How did I get here? Where am I? Who am I? Where am I even going? I think it's in those times, in those moments, that a lot of us get a bit of a blank screen. And that blankness, that not knowing, that brings fear, ultimately. But we also know there's a drive for something else. We're also looking around us and seeing other people in similar situations, seeing some people even in worse situations, and we think, I should just be grateful. I should just be happy with what I have. But the truth is, you want more. You want to feel more. You want to be more. You want to give more. You want to create more. I think that's the fundamental feeling when we all get down to the bottom of it is we want to make a difference. We want to create. But what? How? Where? When? Can I? What will other people think? Flood in all these thoughts. And that's where we've got to really take more moments like this and ask ourselves, am I really listening to what is going on inside of me, or am I spending a lot of time listening to the noise that is outside of me? And it's those moments, that's where you have your power. So in this moment, at this time, I want you to pause, I want you to stop, I want you to think, and I want you to plan. Who are you? Where are you? And where are you going?